I'm sure every neighborhood would like to boast itself as being a family neighborhood. I think there is none truer than the Lawrence Park, North Toronto as being a family neighborhood. Many people move here and live here because of the proximity to the schools. There are a million different recreational activities that bring the kids together. Just walking the neighborhood in the first couple of years that we lived here, we got to know a lot of different people, and all, interested in the outdoors and in doing lots of neighborhood things together, which is really what makes it a wonderful family neighborhood. My name is Martha Fell, and I've lived in Lawrence Park, North Toronto for about 9 years now. The borders of the Lawrence Park, North Toronto area are roughly from Bayview to Yonge, and then going north of Lawrence, it would be from Avenue Road to the Ravine on the east side of Mount Pleasant. The Lawrence Park, North Toronto area is divided pretty much into those two areas. Lawrence Park, being south of Lawrence, has much larger homes. I would say the lot sizes on average are about 50 by 150. They're very generous. And a lot of the style of the houses is Victorian, Tudor-like, whereas north of Lawrence, in the North Toronto area, the houses, again, very generously deep lots, 125 roughly. Again, a little bit smaller, but still of the Victorian and Tudor nature. Most of the neighborhood in the Lawrence Park area has been renovated already in the last 10 to 15 years, but there is certainly a feel as you drive around the neighborhood of either imminent construction or recently renovated. North of Lawrence, on the North Toronto side, I would say again, there is a predominance for renovation right now going on in the neighborhood, but there still are a lot of available homes that are older and probably much more affordable that could use a little bit of work but are still excellent homes to live in. The transportation in the neighborhood is excellent. You are a short walk to the Lawrence subway station. The bus routes are excellent, and the transportation to the downtown core is no more than about half an hour on the subway. From driving perspective, you are 20 minutes in the early hours of the day to the downtown core through the Bayview extension. It is, I think, Toronto's best kept secret by far. Of course, the other one is the proximity to the 401. So if you're traveling to the cottage country or you're going skiing in Collingwood area, again, you're about 15 minutes from the 401. Schools are one of the main reasons why families move here. You can walk probably no more than 8 or 9 blocks in any direction, you're going to hit a primary school, which is why it's so attractive to young families. In the Lawrence Park neighborhood is Blythewood Public School, which is a primary school for kids between JK and grade 6. The stats are phenomenal. Every child who graduates from grade 6 in Blythewood who has an interest and has applied to a private school in the last few years has had 100% acceptance. There's a number of surrounding schools, nursery schools included. There's one in the Lawrence Park Community Church called the Lawrence Park Nursery School, which is fabulous. St. Clement's is, I would say, on the south boundary. Havergal College at the corner of Avenue Road in Lawrence would be on the west boundary. And then Crescent School for Boys on Bayview Avenue just north of Lawrence. And then, of course, the Toronto French School, which is at the corner of Bayview and Lawrence. North Toronto boasts just as many great schools as does Lawrence Park. It's surrounded by a handful of private schools as well. And I think one of the greatest attractions for families living in both of these neighborhoods is the fact that their children are not crossing really any major intersections if they're going to be walking to school. Shopping in the Lawrence Park, North Toronto area is fabulous. I think that the change in the stores in the last 5 to 10 years along the Yonge Street strip, either south of Lawrence around the Sporting Life area or north of Lawrence in and around Mastermind, again, it's just been fantastic because we've seen so many great stores come in to really add value to the neighborhood. We've seen a Nike store just recently go in, Roots Canada's there, there's tons of shoe stores, lots of little children's boutiques have gone in. On the north of Lawrence side of Yonge Street, there would be more of the smaller family-run stores, an awful lot more restaurants. There are a lot of great areas that are destinations for a lot of families living in this neighborhood. In the last 5 or 10 years, we've seen an uptick in the number of restaurants, and so there's a lot of new venues you can try out, and whether it's Indian or Thai or Mexican or Italian, Chinese food, there always seems to be every year something new and fabulous in the restaurant side of things to try out in the neighborhood. I think one of the unique things about the Lawrence Park, North Toronto area is the fact that many of us are second generation. My husband grew up just down the street, and it was always his dream as a child, like I know it was for many of our neighbors, to come back and live in the neighborhood they grew up in. Obviously, they enjoyed it, and they want to give their children a chance to experience the same environment that they did when they were growing up. And I think that's a great testament to the neighborhood.